Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to transform this brown side table into a farmhouse side table. So it's given it a whole new look. So the top of this table was still in reasonably good condition, so I'm not going to touch that, which will actually save me a lot of work. So the first step then is to remove all the handles and also the hinges and anything else on it, and that'll just make it a lot easier when you come to sand it. Okay, so you'll need a screwdriver to undo your hinges, etc. Okay, so I've got an orbital sander there to use. I always put a dust mask on when I'm using the sander, because it throws out a fair bit of dust. So keep the that little lip under the top lid, and it'll just be all the vertical stuff that I'm going to sand. There's lots of little inlets and little ins and outs with this side table, so there was a lot of hand sanding as well as the electric sanding. It was probably about, I think it took about an hour and a half all up to do all the sanding on this table. I always like to wipe up a lot of the dust as I go with a sort of a wet cloth. Stops it all sort of blowing around. Okay, so after around about an hour and a half of sanding, the side table has been sanded and ready for painting. I've actually decided to update the little door handles, the drawer handles. That was that one on the right hand side was the one that came with it, but I decided to go with a slightly larger wooden one, and that's going to match the furniture in the room where I'm going to use this side table. And that knob just attached with a regular screw, just the same way that the original one did. So I've put all the knobs back on, the hinges and that door. It's all back on now after sanding, and it's ready to be painted. So you didn't need to get off all of the brown paint. You just need to sort of sand over it, so you've taken off the shine, and then your paint, the new white paint, will stick to that with no problem. So with the paint then, I've just used an interior low sheen paint. It's a water wash up paint. It's just regular interior house paint that you paint your walls or ceilings with, and this was actually mixed to Arctic white, and so I can see the white there on the side. It was just a little bit of paint that I had left over, maybe half a litre or a litre, which was enough to do this job. Okay, the painting has commenced. I've done one side so far and the drawer, and now I'm going to start painting on this side of the side table. Just with a regular paintbrush, just up and down with your paintbrush, feather up under that top there, so you don't get any paint on the top, but you want to keep so you've got a nice sort of line between the white and the brown, and just sort of slop it on. I've got it's a 38mm paintbrush, which I found to be a nice size for this job. Yep, just keep slopping the paint on, and try to keep your brush strokes kind of going in the same direction. It's not always possible, but that sort of gives it that sort of farmhouse look. For the fiddly bits under that top of the side table, I've just got a small sort of a craft paintbrush, and I'll just carefully put the white paint up under there, being careful not to get any white paint on the on the underside of the top of this table. And if you do get any paint on, then wipe it off straight away with a damp cloth. Okay, the side table has been finished. It's probably took about 3 coats of paint, and it was probably an hour and a half of sanding and probably 2 hours of painting, I suppose, to achieve that result. I was really pleased with how that turned out. Okay, there's the drawer coming out, a little bit stiff unfortunately. It's painted inside the drawer, and then the door. I've painted both sides of the door, but I didn't paint inside. I could have painted inside if I wanted to, but I didn't do that. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.